Hello dear children, in today's class we are going to cover few more questions from the competency based questions given by the CSE Council. Children, in our last video we discussed up to 35 questions if I am not wrong. It's a part 1. Today we are going to make a part 2 video. Then you can understand part 3 also going to be there. Yes, obviously it is going to be there. So children, let me tell you once again, so don't worry about the competency based questions. I have seen many students are thinking about the competency based question. Children, it might be hardly up to 10%. So just by thinking about the 10% of the questions, don't leave the 90% of the questions. So focus more on 90% of the questions. And once again I am telling you, we don't have any special book or a special edition to have only competency based question. These are the extension of the regular questions which you are practicing. So just go through the textbook, go through the notes given by your teachers, then obviously you will understand the concepts and you are able to do any question which is given related to the competency base. Competency base means what? Little bit depth will be there. Whatever the subject you know, children, from that only questions will be asked. So don't worry much about the competency based questions. Okay, so in today's class mostly we cover up to 60 or 63, and the next video we are going to complete all competency based questions. So be ready with a pen and a notebook so that we will have a practice, so that you should do the best in your board exams. Let us start. Let us see the first question. Today's first question. Of course, it is the 36th question. Okay. Children, as per the question, Anu and Amy both are friends. So they wanted to have ice cream. For that, they purchased ice cream. But Anu purchased like a sphere, like a ball, like ice cream which is in a ball shape. Whereas Amy purchased ice cream which is in cone shape. But here Anu made one statement by saying that before eating and after eating there won't be any change in the center of gravity. That is a statement what she made. Now let us see it's right or wrong. Children, in the case of it's if you can say ball shape, its ball shape is nothing but what actually? Sphere it is. So before eating it is completely filled, after eating it is empty. But the thing is that children, it is a hollow sphere or a completely filled means solid, let us say that. So hollow sphere or a solid sphere, the center of gravity won't change. So for this what we can say per ball, Anu is right only. But when it comes to the cone shape ice cream, children, so it is an empty one. So it's a filled one. So let us say it's a completely filled. So before eating it is filled, right? And after eating it will become empty. For these two, do you think that the center of gravity will be same? Let us see, children. So it's a completely filled means what here? It is a solid type it is. Let us say its height is h. So for a solid cone, the center of gravity is situated h/4 from its base. Whereas for an empty one, children, for an empty one, the center of gravity is shifted h/3 from its base. So whatever Anu made a statement is wrong actually. So in the case of spheres, empty one or a solid one, there won't be any change. But whereas in the case of cone shape, that ice cream is nothing but a cone shape, right? So if it is a filled one means what actually? The center of gravity is situated h/4 from its base. Empty one means h/3 from its base. Clear? Fine. Now it comes to the 37th question. It is a ladder based. So just okay, here is student, some person, let us say that. It's not monkey. Okay, just let us assume that. Okay, now a student or a person is trying to climb the ladder, children. It's suspended ladder if I am not wrong. It is not a fixed one to the ground. Suspended ladder. So it's our common observation, dear children. So whenever we try to climb that suspended ladder, just we'll try to rotate. There will be some turning effect is produced. What is the reason? Please try to understand. So the person has some weight. The weight of the person acts vertically downward direction. Okay, and here there will be some perpendicular distance. There is some perpendicular distance. Here weight acts like a force. So here force is there and acting at some perpendicular distance. So definitely this force produces movement of a force, torque, which is responsible for turning effect. So here what is the responsible for the turning effect, children? Here the weight of the person. Now, there one person suggested, right, Baba, keep your body parallel to the ladder so as to climb the ladder properly, so that there won't be any turning effect. But why this person suggested to keep his body parallel to the what we can say ladder? Children, try to understand. When for suppose, let us say he is like this, stretching his legs like this, the person will try to look at it. Let me just make one more rough diagram. The person will try to keep his like something like this, little bit parallel. Then what happens? This perpendicular distance is reduced. Try to understand. So if the person keeps his body parallel to the ladder, children, perpendicular distance is reduced. We know that moment of a force is force into perpendicular distance. So moment of force, so-called turning effect, is directly proportional to the perpendicular distance. As the perpendicular distance is reduced, moment of a force also reduced. Hence, the turning effect will be reduced, so that the person may not turn while climbing, so that in a comfortable manner he can climb. Clear? Fine. Now come to the 30th question. See, in a question, children, they used some the vocabulary. What are the words which are used? They are a bit tough type they use. I don't know the questions. Whenever they are making I think they thought that they are going to make some English paper, I think so. See, for physics here, the words, no need to make that much tough, right? Try to understand here. So that's what I'm telling you, children. By seeing the question, don't get tensed. The question, very simple it is, very simple, but they made it very complicated. But we'll make it very simple. Okay. So it's a regular car, right? Like a regular vehicle. Whenever they are going on a roads, definitely they are rough surface. Whenever it is a rough surface, definitely there will be a friction. Yes. Whenever there is a friction, children, there will be some energy loss. So during this process, we know that the tires gets heated, right? Why? Heat is produced. Why that heat is produced? Because of friction. Because of friction, what happens? Some amount of energy gets wasted in the form of heat energy. Clear? This is the regular vehicle cases. But some special vehicles will be there where the energy, so the energy is regenerated. Children, as a vehicle is in motion means it has some velocity. Hence it has some kinetic energy. This kinetic energy is converted into electrical energy. This electrical energy so produced only we can call it as a piezoelectricity. Some people can say piezoelectricity or not piezoelectricity, children. Piezoelectricity. Even this what they even when you go to some some dance in pubs will be there. On the floor the people will be dancing, but below that floors their arrangement setup will be there, so that whenever they are doing a dance that they are in motion. To do the dance they should be in motion, right? So their kinetic energy gets converted into electrical energy. That energy only we can call as a piezoelectrical energy. Clear? So this is a 38th question. Now here let me check a 39th question. Meanwhile you can copy. So 39th question. Yes. So it is related to the sound, children. 39th question. Column. So this is the length of the air column. Whereas for a B it is still here. Whereas for C it is here. Whereas for a D it is somewhat less than this. Okay, less than this. Now with this let us try to make a relation between the length of the air column, children. So length of the column A is more than column D, then C, then D, then B, sorry. Then you may get a wonder, sir, why are we talking about the length of the air column? Children, the frequency is inversely proportional to the length of the air column. Now you can see just which of the, in this case, produces sound with a more pitch. More pitch means what? Less length should be there. So less length means what? Actually it is a B. So frequency of B is greater than frequency of C greater than frequency of D greater than frequency of A. So what is the question they asked? So which of the bottles is like to produce musical note with the highest pitch? Give a reason. Highest pitch. Now here we got to know about the frequency. Children, pitch depends on, pitch is proportional to the frequency. So now in which case we can produce a sound with a more frequency? Yes. Then obviously this will have a more pitch. What is the reason? Because as it has a more frequency. Why more frequency? Length of the air column is less. That is how we should understand. Are you able to see this? Let me check. Yeah, I think you are able to see fine. Okay, this is a 39th question. Let us go to the 40th question, children. B by 2. Now children, let us see the 40th question. In the 40th question here, two drums are beaten. One is bass drum and a kettle drum. It is noticed that bass drum is produce sound with a loudness with a 120 decibel, whereas the kettle drum with a 90 decibel. What is the reason? Children, try to understand this. Here we know very well that loudness is directly proportional to the surface area. Surface area. For a bass drum has more surface area. Hence, more is a loudness. That's it. More is a loudness. Over. Okay, fine. And 41 question, children. So this question is based on the resistance. Children, we already know that resistance is equal to rho into L by A. So, but here nowhere surface area is not given, but it is given actually. What is given? Even radius also not given. Diameter is given, children. From the diameter, we are calculating the radius. Try to understand. In the first case, case of A, the diameter is 2d. Hence, radius is d. In the case B, diameter is d. So, radius is d by 2. In a case C, diameter is 2d. Hence, the radius is d. In the fourth case, diameter is d. Obviously, radius is half of the diameter. Now here from this we also can write rho is equal, R is equal to rho into L by pi r square. Pi r square. In 4 cases, children, rho and pi is a constant. So what we have to do? R is equal to L by r square we have to calculate. 4 cases, rho by pi is a constant, L by r square. Let us calculate. So for this case here, R is equal to, length is how much more? Length is L only by r square. R is d, so hence it is a d square. Okay, it is RA. Now for RB, length is 2L. Okay, radius is d by 2. D by 2 whole square. So this is going to be d square by 4. 4 will go to numerator. 4 to the 8. So it is 8 into L by d square. Now for third case, that is for material C. So here RC is equal to, length is how much? 2L, okay, by d square. 2L by d square, fine. So RD for D, what we can say, cylinder we are seeing. So length is how much here? L only by r square means d by 2 whole square. So this is going to be a RD is equal to 4 times of L by d square. L is clear? Did we take correct only? Let me check once again. Somewhere it is a 3L length, children. 3L we missed. I think B case. Sorry, this is 3L. 3L. This is 3L. So hence this will become 12. Try to understand. So this we can write as a 1 into L by d square. Okay, fine. This we can write 12 times of L by d square. Okay. This we can write 2 times of L by d square. Okay. And this we can write 4 times of L by d square. Now you can see which has more. Obviously this is 12 times, 4 times, 2 times. So we can write like this. RB is to RD is to RC is to RA is equal to 12 is to 4 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, na? So once check that is a 41 question. Question number 42. As per the question, two copper wires having lengths L1 is to L2 is equal to 1 is to 2, and here area of cross sections are given 1 is to 4, 1 is to 2 and 1 is to 4. Now they are asking us to find the ratio of resistances and specific resistance, so called resistivity. Children, we know that first one, Actually we know R is equal to rho into L by A. As both are same material, rho is a constant. So this can be written as R1 by R2 is equal to L1 by L2 into A2 by A1. This is 1 by 2 into 4 by 1. This is going to be 2 by 1. But you should not leave answer like this. You have to write R1 is to R2 is equal to 2 is to 1. Clear? Fine. And the second part, they asked us to find the ratio of specific resistances. It is 1 is to 1. You may get one doubt, sir, how can you write 1 is to 1 directly? Yes, we can write. Because a specific resistance, so-called resistivity, does not depend on dimension, so-called length and area of cross section. It depends on the material. As long as the materials are same, whatever may be the length, whatever may be the area of cross section and everything, children. So their specific resistance is always same. That is 1 is to 1. Okay, copy this. Now, shall I erase this? Yes, this part. Question number 43. So this is based on the lens, children. This is based on the lens. So if you can see this question, 43 question. So very 43 more. So let us say here is like this. So let us see the object and here is image. So according to the question, let us say this is AB is the object, PQ is a image. So very clearly it is said that the height of the object is equal to object height of the image. This actually clue is given. Now what is the question they ask here? What kind of lens is used? State position of the lens where see what kind of lens, see without thinking only we can tell, because the inverted image. So all real images are inverted. Which lens will give a real image, children? Here convex lens. So the lens used is convex. Okay, then in order to get the same size of the image, where the object must be placed, remember the children, object must be placed at a 2f. Then only image also formed at a 2f only. If you can take it as a 2f1, this will be 2f2. So object must be placed at a 2f. Okay, fine. Second part of the question, name a device where this lens action is used. Yes, in a Xerox machine, right? So in a Xerox machine, we can use this action, and not on this, even terrestrial telescope. No? Terrestrial telescope also. Terrestrial telescope also. We can use action of prism, or sorry, action of the lens. In this case, actually, where image size is going to be equal to the object size. That is, image height is going to be equal to the object height. Next, here is question number 44. Okay, so hope it is copied. Yes, let me erase this part. So question number 44 is based on the calorimetry. So let us first study the question. Let us understand the question. Then we can write the answers. So two metals A and B. Okay, let us say it's a metal A. There is metal B. Their specific heat capacities are, let us say C1 is 2, C2 is 3. Okay, is given. If they are supplied the same amount of heat, so Q is a constant. According to the question, Q is a constant. That's it. This is what actually given. The first question, which metal piece will show greater rise in temperature? Children, very important. We know this C is equal to Q by M delta T. So from this we can conclude C is inversely proportional to delta T. So which means what? More is a specific heat capacity. Less rise in temperature or less fall in. That part means material with highest specific heat capacity will show less rise in temperature or less fall in temperature. So as per the question, which metal will show greater rise in temperature? So which has a less, right? So first one, delta TA is greater than delta TB. Why it will show greater rise in temperature? Because of low specific heat capacity. Part B, let us see here. So children, here mass ratio is given. Mass of A is 3, mass of B is 5. Okay. From this, as C is equal to Q by M delta T, how can we write this? So this can be written as delta T is equal to Q by MC. So here as Q remains constant, it can be written as delta T is equal to, so delta TA by delta TB. can be written as MbCb by MaCa. So now Mb is 5 is 3, 5 into 3 by 3 into 2. 3 cancel. So it is delta Ta is to delta Tb is equal to 5 is to 2. So this is a ratio. Okay, na? Is it 5 is to 2? Let me check. It's a 5 is to 2. Yes, you can copy. And here is a next question. Question number 45. Okay, copy children. Okay, this question number 45 is based on the center of gravity concept. Children, already we know that already in the first question we have seen 45, right? Yes, 45. For a solid cone, the center of gravity is situated h by 4 from its base, whereas for a hollow cone, the center of gravity is situated h by 3 from its base. Now in a question it is given that a student found the difference between these two as a 1.5. Then what is the height of the cones? Both are identical in shape and size. Okay, so this is difference is given h by 3 minus h by 4 is given as 1.5. Is it given 1.5? Now you take a LCM, this will be 4h minus 3h by it is 12 is equal to 1.5. 4h minus 3h will be h is equal to, get this 12 this side. So it is a 1.5 into 12. So 1.5 into 12 is how much? Come on, 2 5s are 10, 3, 1, 5, 1. So it is a 18 centimeters. So 18 centimeters is a height of each cone. But one is a solid, another is a hollow. That's what we got a center of gravity heights at a difference. Remember, there is a difference in the center of gravity heights. Okay, fine. Now, question number 46. Question number 46. So, this question also based on frequency is inversely proportional to the length, children. Okay. In a given question, the seismic waves have a different frequency. Okay. During earthquakes, why are the short length buildings more prone to damage caused by high frequency seismic waves? So, try to understand short building. So, for short building, length is less, right? Length is less. Hence, frequency is more. So, which means what here? The frequency of the short building, matches with the frequency, natural frequency of the short building matches with the frequency of seismic waves. Children, can you recall any condition like this? Yes. If the natural frequency of the vibrating body matches with the frequency of external force applied, then that particular body what we can say is vibrating with the increasing amplitudes. Such a situation is called, such a special condition is called actually resonance. Now, this short building is in a resonance with the seismic waves. Hence, in a resonance, they will be vibrating with the increasing amplitude. Hence, there is a more chance to get collapsed because the frequencies are matching. Why? Short building frequency is more. So, that frequency matches. Is it clear? Fine. Question number 47. So, will the center of gravity of a hollow sphere filled half with a mercury and a half with the oil be identical to that of an empty hollow sphere? Okay, let us see. Question number 47. So, this question also based on the factors affecting the center of gravity, children. So, first, let us take identical spheres. Identical spheres. Okay, here is identical sphere. Okay. So, for a sphere actually it should be at a geometric center of gravity. Okay. So, in the case of hollow sphere, center of gravity and a geometric center. That is O is a geometric center, G is the center of gravity. Both matches. But here try to understand, here this is a geometric center of this sphere. But it is filled, try to understand, it is half filled with a mercury, half filled with oil. Obviously, as the density of the oil is less than the mercury, it will be floating on the mercury only. But children, we know that the density of the mercury is greater than the density of the oil. Hence, can you see that mass of the mercury is more than the mass of the oil in a given equal volume? Half filled they said, means the volume of mercury is equal to volume of oil actually. So based on that point only, now we are concluding that the mass of the mercury is more than the mass of the oil. Sorry, it's the mass of the oil. And children, we know very well, one of the important factors which affects the center of gravity is a mass distribution. Here more mass is distributed towards the mercury, in the region of the mercury. So we know that center of gravity is always situated or is shifted to the point where more mass is distributed. So as more mass is distributed in this region, yes, center of gravity will be towards the mercury. Towards the mercury. So in this case, center of gravity coincides with the geometric center, but here it won't coincide. Is the point clear? Yes, yes. Now let us see here the 48th question, children. So what is the question given here? Let me check. Today I am using a laptop. So yeah, for this actually I need to make this one 48th question. Let me make a rough diagram. 20,000 Newton. So children, in this numerical, if you can see is a person trying to what we can say is person trying to lower the load or increase the load or decrease the load, they are saying. First, here Newton is there, but here kgf is there. We have to convert kgf into newtons. How? 1 kgf is equal to 10 newtons. So hence here the load is going to be 4000 into 10. So this will be 40,000 Newton. Okay, 40,000 Newton. Now let us see, here some force is acting at a certain perpendicular distance. So there will be some turning effect. So let us calculate the torque. So this will try to produce in a clockwise. This will try to produce anti-clockwise. First let us calculate the clockwise torque. Clockwise torque. So this will be 40,000 into 25. This is going to be 1 0 0 1 2 3 4. So this is a 10 lakhs Newton meter. Now let us calculate the anti-clockwise movement. Sorry, this is anti-clockwise. Excuse me, anti-clockwise. So this is a clockwise movement. This is a clockwise movement. So that is 20,000 into 10. So this is going to be a 2 lakh. That's a 2 lakh Newton meter. So now you check once more here. Anti-clockwise movements are greater than the clockwise movements. First point. Anti-clockwise movements are greater than the clockwise movements. So to keep it in a horizontal, to keep it in balance, which side moment of force should be reduced? Obviously, anti-clockwise movement is a 10 lakh should be reduced. So to reduce this, we have to reduce the weight. For that actually, we have to lower the load. So he is trying to remove some load, some weights. He is trying to remove some weights which causes load actually. Is it clear? So this is question number 48. Now here question number 49 is based on the machines. Hope it is copied. Yes. So as per the question 49. So as per the question 49, here is graph based question is given. On x-axis it is effort, on a y-axis it is load is given. So this is straight line passing through origin. So some values are given. Okay, we take just any two values will take. We can take all values also if you want. So let us take it as a 5 I am taking, 15 I am taking. In between 10 is there. If you want you can take. This is 10 and here is 30. The first thing is that here, which feature of the load effort graph must be calculated to determine the mechanical advantage. Children, mechanical advantage is equal to what? Here it is a load by effort. So load is taken on y-axis, y component, effort is x component. So the ratio of y component to the what we can say x component will give you slope. So in order to calculate the mechanical advantage, we should calculate the slope. Now the second question they are asking, which class does this lever belong? Which class does lever this belong? So for that let us calculate mechanical advantage. So let us take here load value. corresponding effort phi is equal to 2. So here mechanical advantage is greater than 1. Yes, as mechanical advantage is greater than 1, it is a class 2 lever. Here you may get a one doubt. Some students might get doubt. Sir, we know that for a class 1 lever also mechanical advantage greater than 1 is possible, right? Yes, it is possible. But just by seeing this, then you may get wonder, sir, how can we say that it is a class 2 lever only? Why it can't be a class 1 lever? Let me tell you. So for this it is a 2 we got. You take one more value, mechanical advantage. Second value is how much? It is a 20 by 10. It is 2 only. You can take a third value, you can take. It is 30 by 15. It is 2 only. Means always greater than 1. Yes. Now I can say that this lever belongs to the class 2 because the mechanical advantage is always greater than 1. Hence they act like a force multiplier. Is the point clear? Just copy it. Fine. Here is a question number 50. Okay. Copy it more. Okay. Yeah. 50. Half century. What half century, sir? The total questions are near to the century. Yeah? No problem, we'll do it. If not in this video, we make one more video if it is going to the more than 1 hour. Okay, fine. So question number 50 A. As per the question, children, here convert into SN. So it is given 1 joule per gram degree Fahrenheit. Children, we know that here 1 gram is equal to 10 power minus 3 kg. Okay, 1 degree Fahrenheit is equal to the 1.8 degree Celsius. Try to understand. So now you can just substitute in this 1 joule by 10 power minus 3 kg into 1.8 degree Celsius. Okay, now fine. Now this 10 power minus 3 will go to the numerator. That is 1000. 1000 into 1.8, 1800. The answer is going to be a 1800 joule per. Of course, they asked Kelvin. They asked in what we can say essay, right? Here you can take a Kelvin. Yes, of course, 1 degree Fahrenheit equal to 1.80 Kelvin because the number of divisions they are talking. Number of divisions. So in a Kelvin scale, the number of divisions are 100. In a Fahrenheit scale, the number of divisions are how many? 180. In a Kelvin it is 100, it is a 180. Okay, based on that we are doing. So this is joule per kg Kelvin. Done? Okay. And part B also there. What is the part B here? Why does 1 gram of water at 0 degree Celsius have 336 joules more heat energy than the 1 gram of ice at 0 degree Celsius? The very important thing is that here you should recall about the specific latent heat of ice is very much high. How much it is? 336. Specific latent heat of ice is 336 joule per gram, which means what, dear children? For example, here let us take it's ice at a 0 degree Celsius. To convert this into water at a 0 degree Celsius, it requires 336 joule. Means the ice has to absorb 336 joules of energy to convert into 0 degree Celsius, which means what? The water at 0 degree Celsius already has some excess energy which is equal to 336 joules. So the water at a 0 degree Celsius has 336 joules of heat energy more than that of the ice at a 0 degree Celsius. Fine. Okay. Now question number 51. So here they are asking us to match. First one, noding head. So first one, noding head. Noding. Still look at here. So noding head. This is noding head. So either see this neck is going to act like a fulcrum, no doubt. Either this chin or a backside. Either this load means this is effort or this is load means this effort. So anyhow, as fulcrum is in middle means it is a class 1 lever only. So noding head is a class 1 lever. Now let us see the matching side. So which comes under class 1 lever? Seesaw. Seesaw will be this one. Okay, fine. And question 2, children. Question 2, lifting a body weight on your toes. So lifting our body. So here is we are trying to like this. Try to understand. Okay, so this is a point where load is going to act and you are applying the effort upward direction. Try to understand. Okay, and this is going to be fulcrum. This is going like a fulcrum. Okay, now look at here. Fulcrum, load is in middle. Load is in middle means it is class 2 lever. Class 2 lever. So in a matching side, what is there? Class 2. So it's a bottle opener. Yes, it is bottle opener. Bottle opener is a class 2 lever. It's a force multiplier. Next one, tongs. Tongs are speed multipliers. So raising the load with our hand. So this is a fulcrum. Here effort will act. Here load will be there. Okay, so the tongs come, actually it is not given, but still we can make it. Tongs is given. So tongs means which with your human body part can be shown, because lifting our hand, not lifting our hand, lifting a load with our hand like this. So here load will be there. This is a load more. It is a fulcrum. So here effort will act. So this matches with the tongs. Fine. Okay, that is a question number 51. Moving to question number 52. Yes, question number 52 seems to be big but very easy. So before that, first let us talk about the socket. Let us talk about the socket. Okay, here is, okay, try to understand. So for a 3-pin plug is the socket. For a socket, it is earth, it is a neutral, it is a live. Try to understand, very important. So first you should identify this, earth, neutral, live. Here they gave us a means x, y, z. So here x is earth, y is neutral, and z is a live. First we need to identify this. After identifying that, the question they are asking us to redraw the diagram by linking the points A, B, C. First you should identify A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C. Which one is the live wire? Which one is the earth wire? Which one is the neutral wire? You should think. So in the diagram it's very clear that C is earth wire because the symbol also given. Earth symbol is given, right? Earth symbol. So this is earth. Earth pin. Okay. Now out of A and B, which one is the live wire? Which one is the neutral wire? Still, if you can see, some students make it doubt. Sir, either of one can be right, A and B. But try to understand. The potential difference between B and C is 0. B and C is 0. Then with that, how can you identify, sir? Try to understand. See, neutral wire potential also 0 only. The earth wire potential also 0 only. The difference is 0 means what? The B must be neutral. B must be neutral. Hence, A must be live. A must be live. Now you can just check. So X should be connected to C. Okay. And Y should be connected to B. Okay. Z should be connected to L. A. That's it. Once cross check once, whatever is it fine. 51 question. So X, E, C, okay, Y and B, okay, Z, L, A. Even I will show you that diagrammatic answer on the screen. You can see that so that you will get more clarity. Okay. So fine children, this is question number 52. We'll try to solve up to 60, something like that. Round figure will make it. Question number 53. Yes. So here question number 53, very simple. According to the question, one boy is keeping a mobile phone, okay, a mobile phone in a glass, so as to increase the loudness. So what is the reason? Please try to understand. Glass means it has some curved surfaces, right? Curved surfaces, and here so that the vibrating surface of the vibrating body is increased. When the surface of that vibrating body is increased, obviously what will happen? Loudness also increases. Try to loudness also increases. Fine, that's it. Now question number 54. So here two resistors are there. Okay, 2 or 3 you are giving resistors. You are given 3 resistors. So here R1 is equal to 3 ohm, R2 is equal to 3 ohm, R3 is equal to 3 ohm. So how they should be connected so as to get the minimum resistance and maximum resistance. So maximum resistance means we no need to think at all. Why? A series combination gives you the maximum resistance. So here a series combination, this will be 3 plus 3 plus 3. This should be 9 ohm. So they must be connected in a series so as to obtain the maximum resistance. Then minimum resistance, yes, another combination what we have is a parallel combination. So in a parallel combination, if you can see here, 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3. So this is 3 by 3. So the resistance in a parallel combination is 1 ohm. So it is a minimum resistance. So as to obtain the minimum resistance, they must be connected in a parallel. So as to obtain a maximum resistance, they must be connected in a series. It is simple. So of course, in a question they did not ask us to calculate, but we calculated. Okay, fine. So question number 55, children. Yeah. So if you can see the question, especially competency based question, a question is very lengthy, but sometimes that information is not at all required. See, in this question, some gold atom, all the atomic number is not at all required. Let me explain you in a simple manner. Question number 55. So they mean to say that here is a nucleus, electron is a revolving. That's it. This is a point they are trying to explain in an entire question. The first question: name the force responsible for the movement of the electron and the electrode around the nucleus in its own orbit. Yes, between electron and the nucleus, what will be there, ma? Electrostatic force. So electrostatic force provides centripetal force required so that electron will go in a circular orbit. Question B: in the absence of such a force, what would happen to the movement of the electron? Very simple. See, for example, this electron is let us say it's revolving in this direction. Sorry. Okay, you can take like that, no problem. Okay, then this will go along the tangent. Children, if any object is going in a circular path, if the centripetal force is withdrawn, then that particular body or object or particle will go along the tangent drawn at that point. Clear? Okay. Now question number 56. So what is the question given here? Question number 56. A straight wire is passed vertically through a cardboard. Okay. So let us try to make a rough diagram. This point through which is okay. Is the current direction given? When current is passed through the wire in the upward direction. Okay. So current is going in upward direction like this. The current is going in upward direction. Fine. It is seen that the iron filings are arranged themselves in a definite pattern. Why? Yes, very simple. Even they did not ask a direction, all these things. So try to understand. Current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. So according to right hand thumb rule, yes. So you can see that. So field lines will be like this. Okay, means so like they are concentric circles. Try to understand. So this actually what experiment given by whom? Oersted experiment, right? So he proved that current carrying conductor produces magnetic field around it. Now question B: what would happen to this arrangement if more current were passed through the wire? Simple. We know that the strength of the magnetic field is directly proportional to the current. As current increases, magnetic field strength around the current carrying conductors increases. Hence, you can see that the iron filings will become more denser. Hence, you can feel that the magnetic field lines will come very, very close to each other. So, the density of the magnetic field lines also increases if we increase the current through the wire. Okay, fine. Question number 57. On hot summer day, we often put ice cubes to cool the water. Why? Okay. So, question number 57 is based on specific latent heat of ice is 336 joule per gram. Children, each gram of ice to convert into water at a 0 degree Celsius requires 336 joule. From where this ice will absorb the heat? That is from the water. As you are adding the ice to the water, in order to melt even in order to melt 1 gram of ice, it has to absorb 336 joules of heat. From where? From the water only it absorbs. As the ice is absorbing the heat from the water, the temperature of the water is going to be less reduced. Hence, the water is cooled very easily when you add ice cubes. This is the reason. Now, the question number 58. So, in the given circuit diagram, Meenakshi replaced the ammeter by a voltmeter by mistake. Will the circuit work? So whether the circuit will work or not, once you should understand one important thing. So ideally actually, not idly, it's ideal condition. In ideal case, resistance of the ammeter is 0, my dear children, whereas the resistance of the voltmeter is infinity. Voltmeter is infinity. So the purpose of ammeter is what? Actually to measure the current. When it can measure the current? When current will pass through it. So when ammeter is arranged, current will pass the ammeter and it can measure. But in the place of ammeter, by mistake, voltmeter is used. Voltmeter is replaced. Then through the voltmeter, do you think that the current will pass? No. Why? Because it offers, actually in ideal case it is a infinite resistance, but in a practical case very high resistance it offers. So current won't pass the voltmeter at all. Means indirectly it is going to be an open circuit. Hence it won't work at all. That's it. Okay. So that is the question number 58. Now come to the question number 59. So as per the question, oh, it's a very nice question, very good question, 59. So the question is given, 1 meter rod is half made. Okay, very nice question. It is based on the 4th chapter. Children, it is 0 to 100 centimeters. Fine. So exactly this is a midpoint. This is a 50 centimeter. Okay, let me draw here. 50 centimeter. So one half is made with the copper, another half, okay. This is made with the copper and is made with the iron. So this mass is given, right? It's a 900 grams. Mass of copper is 900 grams, whereas mass of iron is 800 grams. So obviously as the masses are different, weights are different. Okay na? Though it is a pivot at 50 centimeter mark, do you think that it will be balanced? No. Obviously it will try to rotate in this direction like this. Okay na? So obviously this 50 centimeter mark is not going to be the center of gravity. Then which side the center of gravity might be situated? Ma? Can you guess? Can you guess? Left side or right side? Already we had discussed. Center of gravity is shifted towards a point where more mass is distributed. So obviously center of gravity is situated towards the copper. Somewhere it might be here. Somewhere it might be here. Just we are guessing. Okay now. And this is what? Where this mass will act, right? So mass of the copper will act 900 grams. For iron, it will act exactly here. M is equal to 800 grams. So this is 75 centimeter mark. This is 25 centimeter mark. And this distance is how much? Yes, it must be 50 centimeter. It must be 50 centimeters. Now, let it be, this is, let us take this is x. So center of gravity is situated right side of 25 centimeter at x distance. Now what will be this? What would be this? This is 50 minus x. 50 minus x. Okay. Now let us apply the principle of moments. According to principle of moments, we can write here 900 into x is equal to 800 into 50 minus x. Two zeros cancel. It is 9x. So this is going to be, so 400 minus 8x. 8x bring this side, it will be 9x plus 8x. It is going to be a 400. This is 17x is equal to 400. So x is equal to 400 by 17, 23.53 centimeters. But just you cannot write a 23.53 because from 25 it is towards 23.53. So means what here? Center of gravity is situated. Okay na? So from the 0 they are asking, from the end of the copper, from this end. So this total we need to calculate. So 25 plus 23.53. So is how much it is? 48.53 centimeters. From where? From 0 centimeters. From the end of the copper, the center of gravity is situated at 48.53 centimeters distance. That is the center of gravity. This concept is purely based on the factors affecting the center of gravity. And children, don't forget that center of gravity is situated always towards the point where more mass is distributed. Okay, fine. Now the question is based on electromagnetism. Can I erase this? Okay. Yes, let me erase. It is below. Now children, if you can see here, so in this case the compass is placed above the current carrying conductor, whereas here below. Please try to understand, here we need to use the right hand thumb rule to find out the magnetic field direction. So if you, in this case children, try to understand, here it is showing in this direction. So but the magnetic field is produced in this, means in this case the magnetic field around the current carrying conductor will be in this direction. So obviously this has to turn like this. So hence P will show deflection, but why not Q? As it is placed below the current carrying conductor, if you can find out the magnetic field direction will be opposite to this, right? Because it's above, downwards means below, upwards should be, right? So this is a magnetic field direction. So already this north pole is aligned in the direction of magnetic field. Already it is in the direction of magnetic field. So hence there won't be any deflection. Only here P will show deflection. Clear? Fine. Now question number 61, it is a numerical base. The difference between the temperature of water at the bottom and the top of a waterfall is, okay, delta T is given 0.2 degrees Celsius, and what is given more? So G value is given, specific capacity is given 4200 joule per kg degrees Celsius or Kelvin. Okay, G value is given. They are asking us to find the height. Children, here when the water is falling and here heat is produced, which means what? When the water is stored in the dam, it has a potential energy that is converted into what? Correct, heat energy. So here potential energy must be equal to the heat energy. So it is mgh is equal to mc delta T. M gets cancelled, G is a 10 into H is equal to 4200 into 0.2, 0 cancel. So H is equal to 84 meters. 84 meters. Okay, fine. Now question number 62. Yes, so it's a very simple thing. Even you can place one pencil in a water also, it appears as if it is bulged. So based on that concept, all the questions are asked. Whether it is a straw or a lemon or anything you can place in water, it appears as if it is raised also. The first question, why does the straw in a water appears thicker as compared to the straw outside the water? So due to the refraction, here we can say one more thing, as it is a glass convex surface. So convex surface, I mean it has a nature, so it has ability to show the image bit enlarged than the object, and it is happening because of refraction. Okay, fine. Second question, why does the straw appear discontinuous in a water? Yes, because of shift, children. Here try to understand. So refraction is happening, so due to that here shift happens. So due to the shift only it appears as if it is discontinued. Okay, fine. And here is one more question, 63 is a purely based on the practical based question. So as per the question, children, let me just, question number 62 or 63, yeah, 62 we discussed, oral discussion, right? So this is what actually given, the prism. So as per the question here, some this a light ray is coming, so AB. Now the first question is that state the correct eye position. Okay, to see this, where we should place this one. Children, if there was no prism, light would have traveled like this, a straight line path. Light would travel in a straight line path, but it is going from air to glass, right? Let us make a normal. So as it is going from a rarer to denser, it has to move towards the normal, right? So this light has to go like this. So if you want to see this image, actually you should not place your eye here, you should place somewhere here. So your eye position should be here in order to see the image, or in order to see the AB. So this position is Q. So the answer is Q. So question number 63, A, bit A, answer is Q. Why means because of refraction. Now here, if the ray after entering the prism suffers a total interreflection, so then which would be the appropriate position out of P, Q, R? Actually children, if here it would, let us suppose that here total reflection will takes place. So with the same angle it should get reflected, okay, and then you should make a normal, okay, going denser to rarer, away from this one, away from this. So denser to rarer means away. It has to go like this. It has to go like this. So this should be the position S. S. Actually, S is a 99.99% correct. And I have seen in K it is given even R also. Chance or probability is there, children. It depends on with what angle it is instanting. If it is a less, this will be less. This will be less means it will go like this. It will go like this means it may come like this also. So here one more option is that here are also possible. These two are possible. These two are possible. Okay. So these are the question. So it's a part 2 of the competency based question. Now part 3 we'll make in a couple of days, because making all questions in one single video, you people feel bored to watch the video. I can understand. Further we should have so much of patience. Not required. We should not spend more time also, children. Okay, so these are the some what we can say 35 to 63 we covered, and the rest of the questions which we are going to cover in a third part of the competency based question. Okay, children. Thank you so much. All the very best.